is more than a vibe, because sometimes God don't feel like he's on the same vibe as you, and you gotta be like, doom, 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 doom. Hello, heaven, are you guys even open? Okay, my speaker's broken, so I had to wait. As a kid, like, always been like, God's gonna love me more because I got up and I went to church. That's not really true. He appreciates it. He appreciates the wake up in the morning, but doesn't. This is the one about Zanaya, and this episode is the one about church. Okay, do you love church and the vibe, or do you actually love God? That's the question. Before we get into it, we're gonna breathe. One thing I'm grateful for today is having ears to be able to hear my favorite music. Music has been top tier this week. Like, oh, Venice. Miss Venice word. Okay. Going to church has always been a vibe for me. Even when I didn't like going to church, like after, like, okay, you waking up and all of that, like, it's just been a vibe. Like, like going to get food after church, you know what I mean? Going to hometown buffet with your family after church. It's always been a good vibe. Now, God is more than a vibe, because sometimes God don't feel like he's on the same vibe as you, and you gotta be like, doom, 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 doom. Hello, heaven, are you guys even open? So, when I say this is the one about church, like, let's say this. Church is like chicken, right? So we got Popeyes, we got Raising Cane's, we got Chick-fil-A, we have churches, we have KFC. Yeah, so we got them three chicken spots, and we have many of churches. Excuse me, just like that. Now I've been to white churches, I've been to black churches, I've been to Hispanic churches, you know what I mean? I've been to all of the churches, you hear what I'm saying? So, as far as, United States wise, I just want us to understand, like my mom always told me, having a relationship with God and going to church is two different things. And I don't want my generation to, like, really miss that. Like, I don't want, just because that's like doing a good deed and then expecting $20 million. Like, no, you were supposed to do the good deed. You were supposed to do the good deed from the kindness of your heart. And, like, as a kid, like, always been like, God's gonna love me more because I got up and I went to church. That's not really true. He appreciates it. He appreciates the wake up in the morning, but it doesn't really matter. Do I take my problems to God? Am I willing to be disciplined by God? Am I willing to serve? Am I willing to be like, you know what, God, this don't really feel like you love me right now, but I'm gonna stay down with you because, okay, like, I'll say this, like, I just don't want my generation to miss the fact that church and God is two separate things. Like, you can go to church every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, be on the choir, and miss the purpose God has for your life. Because you're so caught up in the physical, you're so caught up in the doing of certain things. Like, I don't want my generation to be like, yeah, just because I go to church, I'm singing in the choir. My grandmama used to do it. So what? Like, what type of relationship, what type of connection do you have with the Creator? What type of connection do you have? Even if you don't believe that He's the Creator, like, I remember going to church and not even, like, fully on believing, having faith in God enough to be like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna check this out. Yes, it's a seed planted by our grandparents and our parents, and it's a beautiful seed. But it's up to us to cultivate that seed, not just by going to church, not just by reading our Bible. Those are staples. Like, those are just like staples in the wall. Like, reading the Bible is like, cool. You can read the Bible. Cool. You can look at sermons on YouTube. Cool. You can go to church. But if you're not physically, hey God, I just wanted to say hi to you today. I am sipping tea and I'm making a YouTube video, and I pray that this comes out nice because I feel like I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I feel like I'm just rambling. If you're not like talking to God as like your friend, or just simply expressing your gratitude or anger, or not, you're just treating it as a laptop, a phone. Like, you know what I mean? We put our phones on the charger when it's almost going dead. We take our computer to the shop when it has a battery problem. But we don't, not all of us, right? Not all of us thanks our computer. To my generation, to Generation Z, which is Generation Me, you guys, I hope that I can be an example to what it looks like to have a relationship with God. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I don't like waking up at 7 a.m. to pray. I did it. Do I like fasting? I did it. Do I always like talking to God about how I feel emotionally and how I feel like this season isn't for me? Huh? No. But it makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel like something bigger than me has my whole complete back. 3 years ago, I have this vision board. I'll show you guys. 3 years ago, I couldn't look in the mirror. I couldn't believe those things that were on that board. It says, I am confident, I am blessed, I am beautiful. When I tell you I couldn't stand to look at myself in the mirror, when I tell you that God broke me down to build me back up, when I tell you that I was so disgusted with myself because of the place, the hell that I had made for myself, all I could was ask for God. All I could was to nurture my relationship with God. All I could do was not depend on my mom's prayers and my dad's prayers and my grandmother's prayers. I couldn't. I had to go in, pray for myself, and be like, okay, Jesus, who are you? Who are you? Who is this guy? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? God, who are you? Now I have a deep connection with him. It's getting better. I'm only like 3 years in. I've always prayed. I've always knew God. But now I'm like, no, God, like, that's my guy. Excuse me, but that's my nigga. Like, that's your friend, that's your buddy, that's my homeboy, that's my guy, that's my girl. They're everything. Like, everything. On the worst of days, I'll be like, God, you know, this some bullshit. I know you want me to stop cussing, but this is some bullshit. I don't know why I'm in this season, but I'm going to obey you because I have a roof over my head. I'm going to thank you because I have socks on my feet. I'm going to thank you because I'm able to look in the mirror and I'm not in the same place where I was 2 years ago. I prayed my way out of some certain situations. I'm not saying I'm the best because I know I'm not the best. I still got growing to do. I just told you I'm working on my cousin, cussing. I'm working on talking to my cousin. I'm working on forgiving family members. Why? Because I want to serve God and I want God to be proud of me and be like, well done. That's all I really want. That's all I really want, honestly, to tell the truth. Is it easy being human? No. Is it easy loving God? No. Is it easy being easy? No. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it being a king's kid.